TGIF, folks. That's Thank Grant It's Friday, and today we're going to do a little bit more of a generic video, perhaps not quite as entertaining as the past ones, but still pretty essential. So today we're going to take a look at the Infinity Blade Forum, and the three things I'm going to cover. First is going to be the basics, just kind of the basics of the forum. The second thing is going to be finding things because people have a lot of trouble with that, and the third thing is just going to be a brief look at the coding in the forum. Okay, so first of all, why is this necessary? Because perhaps you're a forum regular, and perhaps you haven't even joined the forum, you'd never think of doing such a thing. Let me explain why this is important. It's important because a lot of people just don't realize what a resource the forum is, and even if they're a forum member or regular to the forum, they don't really realize the potential of the forum that they're not utilizing. So I'm going to just sort of cover all this. I recommend you watch it. If you already have the basics down, or you know how to find things and you just need to work on the coding or some other form of that, you need to work on finding things but you know coding, we'll add little jump to things at the top of the video so you can just sort of jump to certain times where I begin talking about things, and I'll denote that. Okay, so let's walk through the basics right now. I'm going to start with that. So here's the forum. I have the Infinity Blade theme sets here. This may not look exactly like this. In case you don't know, the Infinity Blade forum is a subset of Epic Games forum, so this is just a small section of that. So we'll scroll down here. Let's talk about stickies versus regulars. With this theme, you can see kind of the dark shaded gray there, and then the sort of lighter colors. And then you'll see sticky, and you don't see sticky here. So these are all threads that are pinned to the top of the page. So right now we're on page 1. Let's check out page 2. Remember that. Forum IB mob thread. See if it's there. And it is there. Sticky. So it's pinned to the top of every page no matter what page you go on. So page 102, that'll still be at the top. So let's go back to the first page. Alright. So these that are not stickies, they change every time you go to the next page. And every time a new thread is created, post new thread, all these get bumped down one until someone else comments, and then when someone comments, it goes back to the top. So that's kind of the function there. So just looking at one row here, this is all one thread. Here's the title. Here's who it's started by. Oftentimes people confuse started by and the last person who commented. This is the last person who commented. This is the author. Okay? So if we want to go straight to the original post, we would just click right here. That'll take us straight there. And if we want to click here, that'll take us to the very last post, which is pretty useful if you already know what the original post is about and you just want to see who's been commenting and what they've been saying. So let's go and check out the structure of a thread. We'll see what it's all about. So here's the author and the author's information. And we can see here the title of their thread, title also there. And this is just sort of the content of their original post. So we'll scroll down through this, ignore the fact that it's not loading the pictures, kind of relevant. Long original post, very, very long. Alright, we're getting into the comments now. Here are all the comments, same thing, the author of the comment and all of their information. These are signatures, they appear at the bottom every time someone makes a comment, and you know, that's pretty basic. So you can see these yellow boxes here. These are quotes, and you do that by saying reply with quote. So I can reply to this person by hitting reply with quote, and then it'll highlight that in yellow, and then I can put my input below that. So I'm logged in as myself, so let's go ahead and give this a try. We'll go to the very last page here, and Dark Slayer X was the last person to comment. I'm everywhere apparently. That's great. I'll check that out in a second. So actually, let's go and open it. Oh, yeah, okay, so that's recent. And we'll say reply with quote because I could technically click here and then just make a response, but we'll go ahead and hit reply with quote, and that will make it pretty easy for them to see, you know, what I'm doing, and then it'll highlight all of this into a yellow box. So let's see. Thank you, sir. And yes, I am everywhere. Where spelled correctly. Okay, post quick reply, boom, highlighted in yellow. So now they know I was responding directly to them. Okay, pretty simple. Note when you first sign up for the forum, and here's the little navigation here so we can use this to get back to the main page. When you first sign up, you probably won't be able to post a new thread. the admins or the mods just kind of have to go through all the new signups and make sure they're clear before they give you some functions like commenting and posting new threads. So don't worry about that. If that doesn't appear right away, you will have your opportunity. Okay, so that's kind of the basic of how the main page and individual threads work. So those are the basics. Let's move on to finding things. I've found, and a lot of people will kind of troll and just say use the search function, but I've found that the search function really doesn't work. Here's the search bar up here. I don't know if it appears somewhere different on other themes. I don't believe so. But let's say we are looking for information about the Omega armor. Let's just sort of search this. Omega armor, spelled in the British way. Okay, so I searched here. Here's my search, the keyword Omega armor. And we can see that we're finding a lot of perhaps irrelevant information. And notice here that there are, 2,000 replies to this. So am I really going to go page by page searching for Omega armor? Probably not, unless I have way too much time, in which case I should be playing the game instead of scrolling through pages. So, you know, as we can see, the search function isn't optimal for really finding what you're looking for. I don't even think that okay, that's the one that we were looking for right there at the very top there. But, you know, it usually doesn't work. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the forum. This is all of Epic Games. We'll go straight to Infinity Blade. Boom, just like that. Easy enough. Okay, so instead of using the search function, because you might not come up with exactly what you're looking for, you might find things, and this is not to be a self-promotion, but you might find things in the sticky thread, useful threads list. This is one of my threads, so I'm going to use it for the coding example in a second here. Okay, so you can see here that it's all categorized by section, so we have guides, reference, and reference is broken down into 4 categories. Videos, clubs, external link pages, technical theories, entertainment. Okay, so if you're looking for something in particular that might be of value to you, and the less useful threads are not posted in the useful threads list because they're mainly useful. So you can just sort of check through here and see if what you're looking for is in here. And I would also recommend, if you're new to the forum, before you post a new thread, you check to see if it's already been done, because it's pretty likely that it has and it's been indexed somewhere in this thread. Okay, so what's kind of cool for people who are running out of things to do with Infinity Blade, and this is mainly targeted to those people who say, oh gee, I'd never join a forum. Check out the clubs. Okay, if you think you've done it all, you probably haven't done the clubs. So you can check out the God King Club qualifications there. It's a little more complicated, so I can't explain it too well in a video. You might as well just look at it yourself. But they have a bunch of, this is more for skill, a lot of challenges here for skill. And then in the level 2K club, the challenge is to get to level 2000 following a certain set of pretty simple to follow rules. So you can check that out. So really difficult challenges, and then Pantheon is just a combination of the two. So if you achieve 2K club and God King club, you've achieved the Pantheon. So that's pretty cool. If you've run out of things to do in the game, go ahead and try for those, because those are the masters. No pun intended on the channel. Haha. Okay, so last thing, the third thing, final thing, is coding. A lot of people have trouble with coding. It's kind of scary how many people don't know how to code properly in this. And this is like some form of, I think they call it BB code, but I'm pretty sure it's not actually BB code. So let's go to the original post. I'll use this as an example because I have access to this since it's my thread and it's probably my most complicated thread. So let's check it out. And a good way to do this, if you're unfamiliar with code, is to keep the original page opened in one tab and then view the code in another tab. So we'll go there. Alright, here we are. So let's go ahead and open up the code here. And if you want to view the code separately, a lot of people don't know how you can do this either, but you can just say reply with quote, and then you'll have all of my code anyway. So, but in my case, I'm going to say edit post, and I'll say go advanced so the box is a little bigger. Alright, sweet. Oh, that didn't make it any bigger, did it? That's okay. There's a workaround for that. Okay, so how I learned code was switching back and forth between something like this, the original post, and something like this to view the code. Okay, so first thing, people don't know how to post pictures. It's pretty crazy. Usually they just post a link. And links work just as well. You can see I have the link right here. I just enclosed it in these shot tags, shot, and then you always have to end code with /shot. So if you want to post a link, just put a link in there and then enclose it in shot tags and you'll have exactly what you want. And that will post the picture where people can actually view it instead of having to go to a redirect. Okay, all the formatting things like center and the B is for bold and the size to make it a little bit bigger. That's the title, Welcome to Useful Threads list. You can see it's a little bigger and bold. Okay, all of that is found in the editing bar up here. So you don't really need to worry about knowing that code by heart. It's pretty simple. I mean, if you want to center something, you type in center. The sizes are a little hard to get used to, but B for bold. I mean, it's not really that complicated, but all the formatting stuff is pretty much up here. Posting a link, you can post it right there. That's technically where you can post an image, but we all know that doesn't actually work, so use the shot tags. Okay, so just looking down the code like this, it's pretty simple to figure out. You can see there how I inserted the picture. And then the other thing that most people don't know how to do, this is just a quote, and then that's just the code tag, easy. This is all formatting, easy, easy, easy. Okay, so this I believe is HR. Let's take a look at that and see if it's in there. What is that after? Recently added threads. Okay, here's recently added threads. Yeah, HR. So if you do open HR tag and then a closed HR tag, it makes the straight line across. Pretty good for a divider. The most complicated thing to make that most people don't know how to make is a guide. And just so you know, a GIF thing, which is just kind of the moving picture, looks sort of like a video playing. That's just the shot tag with a GIF link attached to it in the shot tags. So that's also pretty simple. So don't worry about that. The most complicated thing to do is create a chart like this, a table rather. And people just don't know how to do this. So let's talk about tables. So jumping out of the guide section here, you can see I start off my table with table, and then I end with an enclosed table. Okay, and that's just this upper row here. I did an upper row table and a lower row table because otherwise they're a little too close together for comfort. Okay, so you can see this table here is 1 row and 5 columns. So let's see how this is formatted. Oh, sorry, 2 rows because there's the picture and then the name with the link. Okay, so table row, that's what TR stands for. So we have 1 row, open, closed, second row, open, closed. Easy. So all within the table tag, we have TR for table row. We've made 2 rows, okay? So everything in the first TR tag is going to be the first row. That's all the pictures, right? Everything in the second TR tag, TR, is going to be my second row of pictures. Or sorry, my second row, which is going to be the titles, all right? So let's see how I did this. We said the first TR tag should be all the pictures, right? You can see I have the shot tags and then the link to the picture in it. Easy. So in the second row, we know is the link to the guide itself. So you can see I just have the URL tags in there and then the link to the URL. So if this all lines up, then we should have, let's say, the third one. In the first TR tag, it should be just a picture here, probably like labeled dual swords or something, I don't know. And then in the second TR tag, the third one over should be Silver's Duel Guide. Let's look at that. Okay, so third one down, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Silver Shard. Okay, and the second TR tag, 1, 2, 3. Duel Guide by Silver. There's the name. Alright, so tables are really simple. If I wanted to create a third row, if I didn't want to separate these a bunch with the dotted line, I could make a third row and a fourth row the same way. It's basically what I did. I just enclosed it in separate table tags. Okay, so overall it's pretty simple. If you can't get the format down, take my code, take someone else's code if they have a table in theirs, just copy and paste it, remove all the interior stuff, and then you can just sort of make your own and play around with it. So coding in this fake BB code, overall pretty easy. I wouldn't worry about it too much, and of course we're open to questions. The people know how to do it. So we can always answer questions at Infinity Blade Masters. Let us know if you need to know anything else. So this is a brief overview of the forum. We talked about the basics, if you don't already know them, how to find things, and then just a little introduction to coding. And hopefully you found this to be valuable. Hopefully I didn't take too much of your time here. Enjoy the forum because, like I said, the clubs are great challenges, and it's always a great resource to sort of connect to people who play the same game. And it's a really fun place to be because a lot of the long-time experienced players and all of our IBM Infinity Blade Masters people are forum members, so you can enjoy their company on here. And we have great personalities. So, hope you enjoyed TGIF, and I'll catch you guys next week at around the same time.